guys, it's been a good one, but I hate to inform you that I'm about to get killed by my wife because I shaved and the drain's not working. My original attempt was liquid fire, which is amazing. It says so right there on the thing. To avoid violent eruption, never use before, with, or after other chemicals. Violence never solves anything. Since it ain't no worky so good for this particular situation, we're just gonna go ahead and replace the whole drain line. Save the mucho peligro liquid death, for other stuff. This is called a P-trap. Super awesome if your engagement ring falls down the sink. But basically what happens is there's always a little bit of water in here because on the other side of this event, there's going to be the sewer. Also, this whole bag, the whole kit, $3.50. And the best part about it, no tools. You can do all of this stuff with your freaking 8 fingers. You keep pouring the liquid explosion down the fucking tubes, and this is all full of hair and spit and God knows what, and all of these weird fucking germs in there. They just get artificially engineered in order to be able to survive that kind of crap, and eventually you're gonna have to rip the whole fucking thing out. Those we's going to deeper level. So that's your sink drain. There's your P-trap with your reverse water bong to keep the sewer gases from the sewer from coming out of your thing and making your whole house smell like a big pile of rainbows. Step 1 is take all of this shit and move it somewhere else. So in order to get pressurized water into your sink, you need to know what the hell you're doing, because you can break some stuff and the shit can explode in your walls and destroy your house. That's why there's plumber's licenses. But anything that comes after the pressurized water that goes into the toilet, way easier to work on, because this is just a plastic tube and water rolls downhill. And as long as you got that in your head, you are a certified drain mechanic. And if you live in a somewhat modern house, look at these. There's little tabs. You just grab it with your hand and unscrew it. You don't have to bolt it down or glue it together with any kind of space age schmoo or any of that kind of bullshit. And this is not a video about certifying yourself to be a plumbing genius, yada, yada, yada. This thing needs to go down. The downer, the better. You typically don't want to go straight down, because if there's a physical object that needs to go into the sewer, especially after some drunken tacos at 4 in the morning. If the thing is basically slanted, here's like 90 degrees. If it's slanted more than 45 degrees down, the plumber's hypothesis is that the Taco Bell can get stuck while the water rushes around it. But what you really want is kind of a medium grade slope so that a bunch of water can push it down, and more water equals more push. A plumber is gonna charge you $100 to do this. A fucking $100 goddamn dollars. It's sick. These things are not attached with any special kind of anything, and the reason being is that drains need to get replaced when they get clogged full of nonsense, and your $100 an hour plumber guy is going to want the cheapest stuff available. He's not going to want to have to go to his truck to get even a fucking screwdriver in order to make this shit work. What we have here is a screw doodle, which screws on to that part. So what we got is a little rubber's ring that we put in. It's got 2 sides. It's got the big side and the small side. So we're going to put the small side facing this way. So that way, when we take the pipe and put this little guy on and slide this little rubber condom on, we can screw it and it's gonna squish and expand rubber condom. And that'll make a watertight seal. I mean, this is a drain, okay? There is no pressure happening. It is all shit rolls downhill. This was a $12 bottle of liquid cancer. This thing is 4 times more expensive than this part. Now that we have to remove this thing, we must remember, well, no matter what you do, there's gonna be some water in here. Fucking nuclear Chernobyl shit going on in there. A receptacle that we can throw in a dumpster that can collect any kinds of drips, drops, all this, that, and the other shit occur. Because this particular device has made the perfect health spa for whatever horrific entity is growing inside here that's acid proof. got me a disposable plastic container, and whether or not it's disposable or not is up to my wife. Well, when she sees this, I think we'll have a consensus on the issue. Just use your hands, your little monkey hands. And for extra donut points, find this little hump, this little lump, this lovely lady bun. Karate chop the fuck out of it. Shit leaking. Oh man, that smells delicious. Bacteria that live in water, they have a new smell that you're not used to because you're not a fucking mermaid. It's a bad one. Well, shit. We got us some problems because when I turn the water on, that means the clog is up in here. And I don't have a new one. So we're gonna do the easy thing first and hope we win the lottery. Even though we won't, we're gonna detach this down pipe off of the down pipe. Now it stinks and it looks like shit. But man, that doesn't look clogged, unfortunately. We must go into the heart of the Walmart and cleanse this with liquid fire. Because this drain's connected to the Shua and it's pumping out hydrogen disulfide and all that magical, beautiful smelling shit. We're just gonna fucking go ahead and butt plug her. This right here is the thing that attaches to yonder little button puller behind the sink. So when you pull on that little handle above the sink, it pulls on this rod, and it pulls on this rod, which does an uppy downy thing, which is flappy, pull the thing up and down. So the first thing that we's going to disconnect is going to be the sinky flap guy, which luckily I can do with my bare hands, because this right here that's holding it on is a little flappy spring guy, and I push it and pop goes the weasel. Yeah, see this part? Save it. It's important. Now that that's disconnected, I'm going to use my super manly gorilla strength to discombobulate this piece out of the... Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to set my hands on fire. I've got my hand coated in some protective polypropylene polymer. Jeebus. Ew, God, it's so weird. It's so fucked up. This is so gross. I would much rather be handling human shit right now. Oh, fuck me. Back when I first started, I thought pliers like this would be hella useful. Seen them all over the place and just like, man, I need to get me a set of pliers if I'm gonna do tool stuff. And it fucking turns out they're fucking useless, so right into the waste bucket. Nothing those things can do that this thing can't. We're going to take out this whole unit. And just like the drains, everything's made as cheaply as possible. So we're going to take this nut off. Now, I just go twisty twist and pull down. Pull down too. That'll help the resistance. So now we got to take the stick doodle out so that the drain guy, this dude, can pull out of the top of the sink. And that way that we can disconnect everything, and that's just another thing to twist. And just like that, we've got... Oh man, that's fucking gross as fuck. It fell apart. This right here is the bottoms of this stink doodle. Hi. And this bottom part that came out has got some fucking kill it with fire, nuke it from orbit, Alien 2 fucking resin shit growing everywhere, and we gotta clean it. So we're gonna just scrape out all that delicious schmutz and see what happens. Surprisingly, it all came out in one piece. Here is what is living in there. This unholy fucking abomination of God knows what. We just gonna go ahead and toss that over the fence because my neighbor's dog likes to shit on my front yard and bark at me. And this little guy's looking a lot a bit cleaner. Yeah, I think that'll work. Back underneath, we got it all kind of cleaned out. We're gonna righty-tighty this little bastard back up into the butthole of the sink. Now, this particular stuff only needs to be on about your uncle's hand tightness. It doesn't need to be on super tight at all because there's no pressure. This little dude here in the back needs to be pushed towards the wall. But I almost forgot, we should probably put this guy back in here, bloop, and then put the nut back over it so that we can reconnect it to this guy so it'll go up and down while we can still see it. This next step is going to require 2 hands, which is why I'm really mad that none of you guys got me a GoPro for my birthday. We got the little stick doodle orientated properly towards the back end of what's going on. We're gonna slide said stick doodle through a hole in this thing. When we take this guy and we pinch it, superhuman strength, we can slide it on a straight stick and then it'll expand out and then not be a straight hole anymore. And that's how it works. Like, it's like magic. We got this whole section back together. And that way we've got appropriate open and close action on the stick guy back here to open and close the sink. Last thing you want to do is say, hey, I fixed the sink, and then break it. And as Vazwiz goes, puts it back apart by taking out the butt plug. Bloop. And now to cleans out the detritus. Yeah. Kill it with fire. Oh, you hear that bubbling noise? That's the sound of work happening. Don't be a moron. Make sure that it's not leaking. And it's not. That's good. If it's leaking, take a look at it and see what you fucked up. And there it goes. Glove and stuff and trash. Those of you who have been asking, I have a YouTube channel. I've got like 3 subscribers right now, but all my videos go on there. YouTube McBoom Sauce. McBoom Sauce, that's me. All right, take it easy.